Well, finally, we get to have this time to, chat with you. And without any further ado, let me just even get straight into the questions, into our conversation.
Yeah.
When you look at your body of work, the catalog of music that you've produced and released also with other, feature artists, what do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's been a significant journey? Do you feel like when you took a pause off of music production that things took a turn, but in a way that it made it seem like I need to come back?
You know, in this game, when you're at the front for a very long time,
Yeah.
because I came in this game at the age of 15.
Yes.
I had my breakthrough at 18. I came in the game very early. That's why people think, this guy must be very old.
Yeah.
But most of these guys I was working with, they were actually older than me.
Okay.
I was very young.
Okay.
And I've been in the game my whole life, and it's what I do, and I'm very good at it. The reason why I took a break is to let people understand my importance
Yes.
in the industry, because they were too comfortable enjoying the ride, but they did not understand what the driver is feeling, So I took a pause, and I'm like, maybe you can get onto another bus and you see how the ride is. And I think they're seeing how the ride is.
Yeah.
Because they are being, colonized by foreign sound.
Yes.
And it's really eating them up. You have foreigners coming, taking your money away.
Yeah.
And you artists are staying very broke, which wasn't in our time. Because in our time, we were controlling the game. We were the defenders of the industry. When I was, in charge, I was defending my country. I was not doing it for show off. I was not doing it to prove a point. I was doing it for the country. I was defending our country, because for so long we were infiltrated by foreign sound.
Yeah.
Ever since I was growing up, we had foreign sound infiltrating us. They would come, take our money, go, and our artists would die poor. They would step, like the late Kafero, Phile Lutaya.
Yeah.
You have, the late artists who have just passed on by. You find that they are not financially recognized. They are not, after they are gone, there's not that continuity. How you see Michael Jackson, Tupac, and all that stuff. It is not there.
Yeah.
So you find the reason why it's not there is because the people who are supposed to be in charge, people like me, said, what, let these people know how important we are in the game, because we were being disrespected a lot, and yet there were people who were making a lot of money from this industry. And, some of the players did not see the value at that time. Right now, they're waking up and seeing the value. You have to pay a producer $20,000.
Yeah.
You have to pay a producer $40,000. And I try to remove this system whereby you cannot produce a song at 300,000 shillings and expect to get paid $100,000 for a show. You cannot produce a video of 10 million shillings and think you're going to compete with a guy who puts $200,000 in his video. There is no way you're going to be a top notch. You get it? And another thing is the instruments that we use for producing in this game. Me, I used to travel a lot. That's why you say I have top notch sound.
Yes.
I used to work with the best producers. I would not work alone. I would go as all research. Who is good at sound? Who is good at this?
Okay.
I had a whole network. People like the Tony Halls, the Paddy Mans, all those guys. We used to work together to make sure, our industry is on top.
Yeah.
And you find that when I gave it a break, we realized who is the liar, who is being the fool.
Real, you know what they say, you don't miss the sun until it starts to rain. So basically I guess that's what's happening.
And there's this thing of Ugandans saying that, it's old. Come on, 20 years. When you're 20 years old, you're actually ripe. That is when you should start thriving.
Yes.
The industry here buries you even before you're in the game for.
Yes,
You have to do unnecessary things to keep trending and keep relevant.
Yeah.
Outside of the music.
You find that young artists take long to mature in the game because of the grounds are very thorny and rocky, because we have certain people who are in the lead at the forefront and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're just there, getting ideas from YouTube, getting ideas from their travels. They don't have it in their blood.
Yes.
And you find that
It.
this is just a plastic, plastic. It's
Literally.
just embarrassing, It's really embarrassing, honestly. You can't have someone coming and taking, like about $200,000-$300,000 more than once. It shows something.
Yeah.
Yet we cannot export an
Outside,
artist
yeah.
who can bring us back that revenue to the country. There's something wrong. And if that artist is there, it's only 1, 2, 3.
And that's it.
I mean, look at our neighbors from the West. They have like about 20 superstars.
Yeah.
These guys are milking the world. They're milking the social medias. They're milking the streaming platforms. They're milking the stadiums. They're milking the endorsements. Everything is going to them because why? They realized you have to do things the right way.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to pay Washington $10,000. You have to pay Washington $50,000. You have to pay Washington $100,000 to get that sound that can make Jay-Z wake up. To get that sound that can make, Snoop Dogg want to sign you. To get that sound that can make Akon sign you. But if you don't have that, you are just sounding like people who have already been sounded. Another thing is originality. You cannot be at the forefront if you're not original. Otherwise, you will be a sheep.
True.
Real.
You'll have to follow them.
Yes.
For us, we stood on originality. That's why we were untouchable. I would make sure every artist that I touch is untouchable. And the evidence is there and they can prove it. Today they are suffering. They are running to other places to try to get. But these are things I used to tell people before. Like, look, we have to do things the right way. These white people, all these things we're using, the microphones, the radio stations, they're the ones who created them. You have to use them the right way in order to earn. If you have a software in the studio, do you pay monthly subscription?
Yeah.
Or you have a pirated software?
We have the real.
The samples that you're using in the studio, are they yours? Or you just went and cut them from somewhere or you borrowed them? Originality. You can Shazam some very many songs and you find different songs, vibing, and you're like, this is not the song I'm listening to, it's another song. Because the producers don't have that originality. And the thing is, they don't know. They don't know that they have to have it.
Yeah.
But thank God we have NRG that can give, platforms to these young producers and let them know, look, you have to be like Magic Washington. If you play my beat, you can know it's me.
Yeah.
True.
And my beats are not beats. They are professionally mixed. They have the proper threshold, proper output and proper impact. They can never go anywhere. They will always sound good.
Period.
True.
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 It doesn't matter if it is a hit or not. It's not about a hit. It's about a good song.
Quality.
When you have a good song, it will feed you for life.
You are preaching to the
Yeah.
choir. I'm a new wave artist as well, besides doing radio. So everything that you were speaking,
Yeah.
I'm resonating with heavily.
Mm.
When you look at your contribution to the industry, as you've said, as you've stated, do you feel like you were responsible for the sound of music that was booming in the late 2000s into the 2010s? Basically, do you believe that you're the godfather of that subgenre of music that was booming at that time?
I mean, who else? The evidence is there. I have about 30 to 40 hours of sound.
Yeah.
And yes, I had other people in the game, but please, they could not keep up with me. Me, I was not about laziness and slowness. It was about, the time I came into the game, we had a style called Kadongo Kamo.
Yeah.
Kadongo Kamo is a style the native tribe called the Baganda.
Yes.
They use it. They got that style from Kenya. There's a style called River Road music.
Okay.
It almost sounds the same, but for them, they flipped it. They put in a bit of reggae, a bit of Congolese, a bit of, little local Baganda sound in it and created their own vibe. So by the time I came, that sound was very good. We had the guys of like Caferos, the Sebatas, they would fill stadiums.
Yeah.
And it was strictly Luganda. So by the time I came, I'm like, no, We cannot just be singing one language. This is East Africa. How about we put some Swahili, put some English? Yeah, you put some Luganda, you put some Kinyarwanda, put some, different, spice it up.
Okay.
So I created this sound called Afrodongo.
Okay.
Afrodongo is a sound of cocktail. It's a cocktail of sounds. Because if you look at Uganda, we are a landlocked country.
Yeah.
And we are surrounded by different countries with different sounds. You have the bongo flavor from Tanzania, you have the genge from Kenya, you have the lingala from Congo. Very, very heavy kind of music and very influential on us. So I'm like, okay, we also have these guys from the other side. We have the reggae people, the dancehall people. They're here confusing our head. We have these Zouk people. We have these South Africans that time. By the South Africa, these guys, don't play with them.
Yeah.
They have been hammering us with different styles
Right?
for many years.
Yeah.
And I really, really respect them. And people like Mafarosa, those are really good friends of mine. I really respect them. And Uganda, look at them. They did not run to try to be like the Nigerians. They sat down and said, look, let's create also our thing so that people can adapt on them. And they made it right. Like, if we focus on our sound, we have our own sound. We have sounds like, I hear people calling it Chidandali and things like that.
Yes.
Guys, in Uganda, if you don't do Chidandali, you will stay poor.
Yeah.
Okay? But how about we can repackage this sound, make it Afrodongo, put it the way I mix it, do it the way I do it. Look at songs like Talk and Talk, songs like Breath Away. These are magical songs. They're untouchable songs. So many songs, the list are countless. Look at songs like Salari, Sinzia.
Yeah.
These are songs you just play and you just, go crazy about them. You understand? How about we say, look, this is what we do. Because I can give you a secret. The Nigerians, before they blew off, people like Don Jazzy, they came and spent time here in Uganda. They were here like for 6 months and they were trying to find out what makes Uganda tick. Because we were controlling for a very long time. And our crowds were good, our local crowds were good. And they were wondering what makes people in East Africa tick. And they discovered our BPM, which is 95. Those are sounds that is my BPM. Okay. I started 95 BPM in East Africa. People did not have it before. That's why you hear the doo-doo, sweeter than cuckoo, breath away. And there's a lot of change in the game. Because people used to do 120, 115. They were like up, all up there. Even the Nigerians, they were actually up there.
Yes.
But when I talk to guys like Wizkid and like guys, come on. You are stressing us because you are ahead. We have been suffering with Lingala. They are too fast.
Yeah.
You also come here too fast. Can we come, have a sound in Africa that is calm? And you find Wizkid went back.
He took notes.
He did Jugoleba. He did all those BPM 95. Even Don Jazzy jumped on the same thing. All these artists started jumping. They're like, okay. Because BPM 95 you can sing, 95 or 100, but 95 you can really sing and bring out your vocal
vocals,
chords. So Uganda, we are the ones who had that vibe. So as I said, someone came in, saw an opportunity like these guys are disorganized. They are not together. They are fighting over nothing. The people who are fighting are also broke. They don't know the business side. They don't get royalties. Their music doesn't cross Uganda. It stays especially in Kampala. It doesn't go beyond. Their superstars are few. And the ones who have been there, they have been there for a very long time. For a very long time. How many superstars do we know that are from our brothers from the West or South Africa? Or even Congo here?